hi guys, hi guys, hi guys, hi guys, hi guys, hi guys, hi guys. Welcome to my channel. If it's the first time here, I don't understand where have you been, but then welcome. If it's the first time here, please go watch my other videos and then come back. Get the chapters, come back with the chapters, okay? A very warm welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, if you're a part of the Tulu Fellow family, Tafelo, Gogo. If you're part of the Tafelo family, welcome back. Thank you for coming back. It shows that you are determined and we can miss and then I can miss and I can miss. Okay? So thank you guys for tuning in. Today I go chapter number 4. And then chapter 4 is writing your CV. I feel like this is the most important part of my videos. This is the most important section. Very, very, very important. I think is important, but not as important as this one. Because this one is what's going to get you that job. So you get this one right, right. You'll never go wrong. Okay? So, but I'm not saying don't watch my other videos now because I gave you the 411. Watch them now. So the important, the insightful, but then the most important one is this one. Okay? So, like I said, welcome. I hope that you guys are well. I hope that you guys are Decembering, kumnandi, niyapuza, but you're still focused and you're writing notes and you're like, okay, 2023 goals. Okay? Very important. Never mind my slit. I decided to be sexy. Never mind my slit. Anyways, what is a CV? What is a curriculum vitae? What is it? Right? Mona Barry. And I know people are gonna be like, we know what an interview. We know what a CV is. There are people that don't know what a CV is, and I'm talking to those people. If you know, good for you. If you don't know, listen. Okay? A CV is a brief account of a person's educational qualifications, and experience. Okay, let's start. Okay, let's spinning. Let's start because I get you boring. A CV is a brief account of a person's education, qualifications, and previous occupations. Occupation is experience. Another word for occupation is experience. Typically sent with a job application, right? A CV is directly related to the importance of the position you are seeking. It is an outline of your experience and your education and your aptitude. I don't know what that is, but then, yeah, right? So you know what a CV is. Now we're going to be talking about the things that you need to do to prepare yourself. The first thing that I'm going to ask you guys, there are things that you're not supposed to do in a CV or things that you need to take note of, right? The first thing that you're not supposed to do, and I know that you guys do it, people do it all the time. People have also established businesses by doing this, and this is not me trying to like bring those people down, the people that they found a business in doing this, but then what you guys are doing is wrong. But then I'm not trying to disrespect anybody's hustle, okay? And at the end of the day, get the how, you spend it however you wish. What you are not supposed to do is pay someone for a CV. Don't do it. Stop paying these people by the CV because and you understand why I'm saying Guti, you are not supposed to pay someone for a CV. You will understand as I'm going down. But then stop it. Stop it. It's not gonna work. Casually but then I paid someone for the CV, but I'm still not getting a job. Why? It's because I'm gonna explain why. But then stop it. Stop it, Luna. Stop charging people for CVs or making people pay for CVs. It's wrong. It's wrong, but then go right, go sharp. And then number 2, providing irrelevant personal information, right? Like Boma, you can write your identity number and your date of birth and your age. All of those things can to one. All of those really can to one. Choose one and run with it. Preferably your ID number. And then They can figure out your date of birth through your ID number. They can figure out your age through your ID number. Okay? Stop it. Boma the hobbies and interests I don't like. Don't write those things that are necessary on your CV. It makes you look like you're not Hawakanya. Don't write it. Don't write it. Depending on the type of job you're applying for. If you're applying for a sports position or like a personal trainer position, you can include hobbies and things like that. But then if you're applying for something that's professional, avoid doing ama hobbies and ini yo. And it is speech. One thing about you guys, yo. Number 3, burning important information. Your CV will have little time to impress. The recruiter would look at your CV and think, why should I interview this person? What will they bring to the organization? Make relevant information stand out on your CV. Stop writing too much information, because what these people do now, they'll have a bunch of CVs like this. They will just scan through it. Scan. If you wrote the speech, they're not gonna have time to like go through the speeches that you wrote. Bullet points. Write bullet points and then write this into Zako. Okay, this is what. The important ones. We make sure that you highlight them so that they can see it. They don't have. They literally have to go through 5,000 or 300 or in CVs. Make sure that your CV is the one that's gonna pop out. And I'm gonna tell you how you're gonna do that. But avoid unnecessary information and making a 5-page CV. Kind of thing. Page 1 is just for personality in like you guys are wasting money. You go to the internet cafe, you print out a 5-page CV, but there's only one qualification and there's only one job experience, but then you wrote so much information that is unnecessary. Don't do that. Don't do that. Right? Number 4, do not, and I repeat, do not make spelling mistakes, punctuation, and grammar errors. Don't do it. It's not worth it. As soon as I want that one mistake, already, yeah, throwing your CV away. So make sure that you use Word. The good thing about Word is that it highlights with the red pen. Good, how you made a mistake here. Oh, you can do Grammarly. Just Grammarly.com. Go to Grammarly.com and then it will analyze it. The mistakes are going to go by. But then if you're using Word to type your CV, automatically it will highlight the posts are going to go by. Even if you don't pay someone for a CV, don't go to these online platforms telling who they're gonna charge you for a CV. It's not worth it. And you probably know why. Just when I stick around to find out why. Stick around. 5, lying and misleading information. Hey, we see. I remember this other time my friend was like, okay, I wanted to apply for a job in Sandton. The job in apply is like a call center of some sort. So my friend was like, I want to apply for this job at call center. So yeah, she used to work at this other call center. And then she's like, wait, can you show me? You can write my company and as your work experience. I was like, but I didn't work there. She was like, no, I was like, what do you mean? It's like, no, just write the information and then apply. You're gonna get the job. I'm like, so you want me to lie on my CV? She's like, it's not that big of a deal. I'm like, what? It's not a big deal. I mean, let me tell you how big of a deal this situation is. It's very big. Lana, but a lot of people do this and then you will go to jail for lying. You can spend 7 years. Ising 1, ising 2, ising 3, ising 4, ising 5, but 7 years in jail just for lying on your CV. I personally don't think it's worth it. Nah. Imagine going to jail for 7 years just for lying on a CV to get another job. 7. Imagine what's this thing? I don't know what you guys call it. But wait, after you go to jail, you come back. Criminal record. Yeah, you lie on the CV. Who's gonna wanna hire you after that? You are Luna. You don't take life seriously. You don't lie on your CVs. If you don't have the qualifications, you don't have the qualifications. Stop lying. You're gonna go to and you know that the South African police, what they take things that are not so serious very seriously. They don't take rape seriously. They don't take the killing of women seriously. But when I lie on your CV and see yourself go to jail, you know. For example, the pit bull situation, they taking that so seriously, like it's such a big thing. They're even willing to pay people for it. Man, ga batho ba bolaiwa, ga batho ba rapeiwa, ga batho ba kidnapiwa, they don't do anything about it, but they're willing to pay people for reporting a pit bull. You will go to jail. Don't do it. Number 6, writing paragraph. Avoid that. Avoid writing paragraphs on your CV. Avoid it. Avoid. Don't write paragraphs. Bullet point, straight to the point. Stop writing this as in there, just get straight to the point. Number 7, meaningless introductions. I've done this before. I'm a victim of that, and I can bet. Ke betcha bukai. Are betching 10 rand, ne? And I want my 10 rands. You must comment down below and send me those 10 rands. I'll post my banking details. Please send it in 10 rand. Okay, guys. Meaningless introductions. So it's that first part of your CV. Profile summary. You googled it. You went to Google. You're like, what can I write on my profile summary? And then enthusiastic, optimistic, what. That paragraph that you found on the internet, cut it. Get rid of it. Because every other person, or every other second person, or every other third person wrote the same thing. So, get rid of it. Rather say, 10 years, you're trying to apply for a job at electrical engineering or something like that. Rather write 10 years experience in electrical experience. Finish. That's your profile summary. Write it there in bold so that your employer can see because you have 10 years worth of experience in that line of work that you're applying for. Abo enthusiastic, abo hard worker, abo optimistic, abo I don't know these words. Forget about it. Stop going to the internet and googling that paragraph and writing it on your CV. They're gonna throw it away. They're going to throw it away because I told you they're not looking for regular CVs. They're not looking for something somebody else has. They're looking for that unique factor. They're looking for that something special. So obviously, the first thing that you wrote after your curriculum vitae or your name, the first thing that you wrote is 10 years worth of experience. They're going to consider your application. They're going to consider you. Not about enthusiastic, not about hard worker, because everybody else said that. Okay? Now let's talk about why you should not pay someone for a CV. Okay? The main purpose of this whole entire video. Every job post, okay, let's first thing that you need to understand, né? Every job post has a specific job description. That's the first thing you need to understand. Every single one of them. Even if you're applying for a receptionist job that you're applying for at a car fixing business is not they don't have the same description, the job description, as one in a hotel. They are different. It's a receptionist job, yes, but their job descriptions are not the same. That's what you need to understand, right? Okay, continuing. You cannot use one CV to apply for different positions and different jobs. You can't do that. You cannot. You are not allowed to. That's why you're not getting called backs for these jobs. That's why you're asking yourself, next, you're not doing it right. Anyway, I'm gonna tell you how to do it right. Because me, Father Christmas, I told you. I'm your Father Christmas, right? If you were to pay someone for a CV, that would mean you would have to pay them for every job application that you do, right? What I would recommend for you guys to do, fine, you can pay someone for a CV, ne? Mara, pay them for CV A1, one CV, and then you're gonna have the editable site or place ya go edita CV ya gago, ne? Every Good skills, the work experience, and the qualifications. You're gonna edit those parts. You can pay someone for a CV. Okay, it's gonna be go the personal details, contact details, maybe educational qualifications. It can stay that way. But then when it comes to skills, it's gonna have to constantly change. When it comes to experience, it's gonna have to constantly change because it has to suit the job that you're applying for, right? This thing called an applicant tracking system. That system is used by these big companies. Then how they receive thousands and thousands of, especially when you apply through Indeed or um, there's another one, but let's say Indeed for example or LinkedIn. They're gonna show you how many people applied for that job, right? In that specific company. The one I say 950 or 1050 or 2500, ne? They're not going to have time to go through all of those CVs, especially if it's an online application situation. So what they're going to do is use this ATS thing, this tracking system. This software is going to score CVs to determine which candidates are the most qualified for being shortlisted. So this system, zonke ama-CVs wenu ayangena phakathi kule system, and this system is going to highlight, it's going to highlight all of these key responsibilities. So what you're supposed to do, what you're supposed to do in a CV, every job application, as I've said, it has to have its own CV. So let's as example, you wake up in the morning, you go to the library, or you sit in your room, or you go to your mini office and you want to apply, or you go to the internet cafe, and you want to apply for a job, and then you get a job, you see a job post. Kule job post, they're gonna specify their job description and their key responsibilities, right? You have to go through that whole entire thing. They're looking for a hard worker. They're looking for people that are good with numeracy skills. They're looking for people that are good with English, maybe. They're gonna say maybe phone etiquette. You have to be good at answering and what. And you have to take those keywords. Abo hard work, abo problem solving, abo phone etiquette, abo depending on whatever you're going to be reading through it and okay, this is what they're looking for. You have to take those keywords, write those keywords down, and then you're going to create a CV based off on those key responsibilities. You write your you write your contact details, you write your personal information, contact details, educational qualifications. If you have qualifications for that specific job, make sure that you put it on top, and then you put your primary, high school, class experience. If you have experience, even if you've worked for 10 years in 10 different companies, for 10 years, if you have experience in that particular job that you're applying for, make sure that the first work experience that you're going to be stating is the one ya mosebetsi o apply-lang. They're not going to care about all of these 9 things that you have experience in. They only care about the experience that you have in this particular job. So make sure that is the first one. If you want to include your other work experiences and you feel like they're relevant, do that. But make sure the first one that you're going to write is the work experience that you have for that job. Okay? What else? Right? You write it down. Go to skills in Zahao. You're going to have a skills section. Go to skills in Zahao. Make sure you include all of those keys those key words that you were taking. Make sure that you incorporate them in your CV. Go to skills section. Make sure, so that this tracking applicant system can highlight those things. Even if somebody doesn't have experience in that line of work, if you wrote it, go your skills, or it's somewhere in your CV, this tracking system is going to automatically shortlist you. Because of why? Because only those keywords that they're looking for in their job description. I hope that you guys are receiving me. I hope that you guys are understanding me. Even if a person has 10 years worth of experience and they decide to send a CV to these big companies and they do not have those key responsibilities, this thing can easily it will reject that because it's a software, it's not a person. If I want you don't have those key responsibilities, this system is designed it track is this person, does this person have the responsibilities that we say that we're looking for, or the qualities that we say that we're looking for. Even if you have 10 years worth of experience and you've been doing this job for 10 years young, and you have the necessary experience, and you send your application to these big companies, they're gonna reject you. Because why? You didn't include those keywords that this thing is gonna track. That's why I always say, that's why I said at the beginning of the video, don't pay someone for a CV. Because if you pay someone for a CV, they don't know which type of job you're applying for, number one. They don't know the job description for the job that you're going to be applying for. Mix. Hence I say, if you're going to pay someone for a draft, CV, or pay someone for it and then edit it. Every single time you apply for a specific job, you go through the job description and the key responsibilities, take those keywords one by one, and then write down your CV. That's what you're supposed to do. That's how it's supposed to go. You're not going to print out one CV and then send it to 10 different companies or 20 different companies and then expect a miracle, because it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Even the my work, that work thing that I said I went to graduate program, that guy, he will sit down. If the keywords, physical papers, he will print out everything, every CV that he received, he will print it out, and then he's going to sit down and go through it. Even though I scan, so if I want to hold the key responsibilities that he stated in the job post that he posted are not there, he throws it away. He doesn't look at your experience, he doesn't look at your qualifications, he is looking for those keywords. If they're not there, he's going to throw it away. If your CV in the paragraph or so, he's going to throw it away because it's not interesting. Bullet point, straight to the point. You read through the job description. Read through the job description. You write down the keywords. You create a CV for every job that you apply for. Everyone. Everyone is going to be different. Every job. Even if you have to have 20 CVs on your phone, maybe it's better to create one CV for a job. You send it via email and then delete it, because you're not going to use it. But then always have a draft. It's an editable version, because you're only going to edit what? Your work experience and your skills and your qualifications. Those three parts on your CV. Your references be sharp. And also avoid, if let's say you have experience as a gardener and you're applying for a job, yabunes. Yes, so yes, it's your work experience, but where do they meet? So avoid stating, yes, you can have 10 years worth of experience in 10 different companies, but then if it's not relevant to the job that you're applying for, don't write it down. They don't care. It has nothing. Right? So please, guys, please. Okay, if I keep saying that. So throw away the CV that you already have, or that you feel like this is the CV that I've been applying with. Throw it away, and we're gonna start over. Or you're gonna start over, and you're gonna do the things that I've said. Especially when you're applying for jobs online, or you're finding job posts online, they will specify Guti Babata ing and what they're looking for and the key responsibilities. So you cannot say Guti, but how will I know what it is they're looking for? Read through it. For every job that you are going to be applying for, you will need a new and specific CV for that job. Do not use the same CV twice. Yeah, and then you just read through the job description, depending on which one you're applying for. You read through it, go through it. I know it's exhausting. I know reading is exhausting and can be exhausting. How 15 key responsibilities, a long job description. But then if you really want this job, you have to do it. You don't have a choice. Oh, another thing that's very important, have a motivational letter, or a cover letter. Have it. The first page of your interview is going to be your motivational letter. Let me read what I wrote here. It is not mandatory, but it's not mandatory meaning must, but it will make a huge difference it was a very, very big difference. If you would like to stand out, make sure you have a lovely motivational letter written. Explain why you are the best candidate for the job. Further explain your skills and why you would like to be a part of their company. Then include your contact details and or your email address. Also, your email address must esababo. It's your girl mang 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 mang. Hey hey, pretty girl 99 professional. If you have a pretty girl 99 email address, create a new one. And it's going to be specifically for your job applications and your job searches. So please make sure. Make sure that you create a new email address that is going to be specific for jobs, and it must be your name and your surname and maybe a number at the end, and then at gmail.com. Boy or girl, it's your girl, your fine thing, yeah, my nigga. Get rid of that. Or you can keep it, but then create one. It's going to be specifically for your jobs. It's like an introduction or summary of what they will get in your CV. Include the company's name and where you saw the job post. Ne? Like you must say, I would like to work at what. I wish I had my motivational letter here with me so that I can read it to you. But change it all the time. The motivational letter, you have an editable version whereby you will change the name of the company depending on which company that you're going to be applying for. State your qualifications and why you would like to work for that company. Let them more motivational letter. Those keywords, use them on that motive. And it's about something long. Must be over 8 sentences. 8 sentences. And then ubrekisa Arially for font, and then 12 again. What's that thing? For how big or small your letters are, you use 12 and then you use Arial. And avoid like too creative with it, like these fancy borders, see, and you like just there's a lot going on. The cleaner the better. Make it very clean and look professional. Like also it's like it's about colorful, it's about busy. Don't like just be specific. And I prefer that you guys do these new CVs then it's just one page. Page say 10 or say 7. They're not gonna have time to go through 10 pages of your CV. Okay? Just get 1 or 2 pages and then make sure that all the information that is important is written there. And then also after thanking yours sincerely, mang 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 mang. Very, very important. Your CV must be clean and well structured. It must have a valid email address. Avoid let's get the email address. And then the simpler it is, the better. The cleaner it is, the better. I'm not saying don't have borderlines, but then it must be clean. It must be clean. Even the bullet points thing. Avoid changing the fonts. One font, very clean, very professional. Okay? Even the picture thing, like for certain companies that you're applying for, if you have a picture on your CV, it's already an automatic no. Automatic abakfuni, they don't care, they're gonna throw it away. It makes it look unprofessional. But then there's certain jobs that you apply for, they're gonna require you to have an image or a picture. So make sure, and if you go through your description, picture. Sometimes they request that can you please have a picture, especially if you're applying for a job, like receptionist, because you're gonna be the face of the company. They want to see how you look. Take a nice clean picture like this. Be like this. Don't smile. Serious face. ID picture. Take it and then put it there. But not for every job. Let's be specific. I know of a lady who applied for like I don't know if she was a script writer, but it was a media position. For the media, it's a receptionist job. You can do it, but then with the research, find out is it worth it or not. Make sure that it's professional and it's cut simple. Don't pose like this. Don't do weird things, man. Okay? Thank you guys for watching my video. I'll see you guys on the next video. Please subscribe to my channel. Please click that like button and subscribe to my channel and turn on that post notification, because I'm just here to be for the Christmas way. No. That's all I'm trying to do. But then thank you guys for watching. Bye.